Hey, yo. I got a few things going on this morning, but I want to come on here because based on some new marketing, I guess you call it, I got hit up pretty good last night, right before I went to bed and woke up this morning to a couple opportunities based on a couple posts that I put up. And I think I know the reason of why. Right, and that's what I want to talk about real quick. Let me get situated here real quick. First of all, let me start by saying, welcome to the channel. Right, my name is Stu, Grumpy Vet Photography, or AKA the Streetwalker with my documentary style work. I am a portrait boudoir specialist photographer, black and white photographer here in El Paso, Texas. But I also work in somewhat of some documentary style, street photography style stuff as well. So anyway, let's talk about marketing, right? And what that looks like. Now, marketing for everybody is different based on your location, your demographics, your style, your whatever, right? Your race. But marketing is so key. But it's sometimes often forgot about when we talk about photography. I think so many people get wrapped up in just take dope pictures and whatever, right? No. So when it comes to marketing, my background in marketing was absolutely zero. And I neglected that side of the house for so long when it came to photography. And then I thought about the fact that, bro, he was a goddamn Army recruiter. Use that shit. Use certain aspects of all that shit that they taught you. And what I learned out there as an Army recruiter, outside the bullshit. And this may sound very watered down and very like, bro, what are you talking about? It ain't no way, right? Let me put it like this, simple and plain. When I was an Army recruiter, I feel like a lot of the people I put in the Army did not join the Army based on what I sold them about the Army. They joined the Army based off of me, my vibe, my experience. And then the Army package came with that, right? The Army supposedly, I say supposedly because my experience is way different, puts you in a demographic that will better serve the Army. The Army's all about the Army. Let's be 100 about that. They're only going to do what's advantageous to the Army. At the end of the day, they're going to put you where they feel like you're going to put the most people in the Army. So in recruiting school, everybody knew me because I'm kind of boisterous, but my character, my aura, my demeanor kind of lets people know that I'm in the room. No matter what, if I still had a fresh haircut and clean shave without the locks, I still commanded presence when I walked into any room. So I couldn't be missed. So by the end of the cycle of recruiting, I think it was like 10 weeks or something like that. It was long. Everybody knew me. So when they started announcing assignments, they called out your name, they told you what brigade you're going to, and then they told you what battalion or company, and then the battalion or whatever, right? So let's not mistake it. I'm black. I'm black. I am from the inner city streets of Houston. I grew up in the hood. I hoop. I dabbled with the rap. I dabbled with the art. I'm hood, right? There's no other bone in my body than that. I have learned to dial that back in certain situations, but that's just in my true core, my personality, and that's me. So when they announced that, you know, Sergeant Stewart, Omaha Battalion or Omaha Company, Des Moines, brigade or battalion. I'm like, what? I raised my hand. I said, excuse me? He's like, you heard me. And he moved on. The whole class just started rolling like, oh my God. Like, what in the, cause y'all doing sending that to that area? Rural, homogenous, all like that is the perception of what you would think Omaha, Nebraska would be. And boy, was I wrong. I think my boy, I ain't gonna say my boy, Photo Dre, on Instagram, YouTube, making it big right now. He's from Omaha, but I think he's based out of Brooklyn or somewhere in New York right now. But anyway, so I get out there thinking, bro, like, ain't no black folks out here. Why would y'all put me here? This is not gonna be advantageous to the Army and myself and my career. And man, Omaha had a hood. Oh my God, North Omaha. Oh my boy, I felt right at home. Right at home. Right at home. It was all me, all us, black folks. But come to find out, that was one of the most segregated cities in the nation at the time. You go north of 72nd Street, all black folks. I wonder what that anyway. You go south of 72nd, it was Hispanic. You go west Omaha, it was white folks. And then east was Iowa. So wasn't nothing east really, because Omaha was so close to the Iowa border that you go east, you in Iowa. So, but I learned real quick that I can't be no one but myself in order to put someone in the Army. So I'm saying all that to say, when it comes to photography, comes to any business, but photography, because that's what I'm into right now, you have to be you. You have to market to people that think like you, act like you, maybe even look like you. Because if you feel like at any moment you're working with a client and you can't be yourself, it's going to show. You're going to look uncomfortable. You're not going to be able to have your natural flow of vernacular and body posture and style and whatever. Because this right here is what I look like 9 times out of 10. I got my crown wrapped up. I got a hoodie on or a sweatshirt, depending on the weather. I got some kind of brown, OD green, something type of styling going on. But my Levi's are a must. The dark wash with the gold stitch and that blue and gold, it just do something to me, man. And then some natural type shoes or whatever the case may be, right? On the earthy Rastafarian type vibe is what a lot of people try to tell me all the time, but I'm far from it. But anyway, so I go back to say, and the whole thing that started this video or spawned this idea as I'm brewing my coffee this morning was a 3-letter word potentially landed me a gig this morning for next week or the week before Christmas, come to find out. So I had a client or someone off of Facebook message me and was like, what's your packages? What's your rates? It was getting late, so I said, DM me, right? And I went to sleep. Because still for me, I still feel like I'm running a business. And to hit me up at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at nights, it could get a little dicey with, especially with women, with husbands and boyfriends and baby daddies. I try not to do a lot of conversing and dialogue after certain hours when, you know, certain conversations are most likely being had. So I avoid all that. And I told her to DM me. So I woke up to the DM of her asking, what's your packages? What's your rates? And through all of that, I said a 3-letter word that landed this gig. The word was bet. So this is how it kind of went down. She was asking me some questions. I sent her all the packages and everything that go with that. She said, all right, let me get to work, check my schedule, and I'll let you know my availabilities if so-and-so days work. My reply was, bet. 3-letter word. And you know what she came back and said? Oh, take my money. People get on to me all the time about saying bet, and you say bet too. Oh, take my money. Bro, I could have been square and said, okay, okie dokie, roger that, standing by. Like, I could have said anything to basically confirm that, okay, I'll wait for you to get to work, but I said bet. So that landed her. that landed the gig. You know what I mean? So it could take any, be you. Be you through and through. Don't let what you do change you. Be you in what you do. Bring you to what you do. Don't let some of these cornball ass dudes on YouTube and Instagram dress like this, do this, carry this camera, carry this backpack, wear this kit, use all this other little accessories, and you try to use the same shit thinking you're going to get the same gigs they get. Man, no, you're not. Be you and it'll come. Be you and it'll come. It may come through maturation. It may come slow and steady, but slow and steady, as we know from that book, wins the race. I'd rather walk and stumble than run and fall. Walkers, how many people you seen walk and fall? They may stumble, stump their toe on something. Oh, shit. But go on a full sprint and hit that same corner and stumble. I bet you fall. So it's okay to move slow. It's okay. It is okay. But market to your people, right? Don't go out here trying to market to these major corporations and you're not ready to talk they talk. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's okay to be in that room, right? If you have the experience to be able to talk the talk. When these people start talking about pulling out IRS forms and having you fill out this and fill out that for your business taxes and this and that, and if you're not ready to have that dialogue, don't go in that room, period. Either you need to have somebody else that's, diverse and experienced with that, or you don't go in that room. Stay out of there. Stay in your comfort zone. Now, if I put it like this, if people dig in your art, dig in your work, and trust your vibe, you can walk right into a wedding looking just like this. You can walk right into their wedding, quinceañeras, baby showers, gender reveals, and look just like this. You ain't got to put on the suit. You ain't got to put on no tux. You ain't got, because at the end of the day, that your wardrobe should not dictate the outcome of your work. It shouldn't. If it do, I don't know what you was doing. Every once in a while, depending on my hat, I may even throw my hat off, and I wear wide bill hats. Let me show you. I wear wide brimmed hats. Custom made, handmade, right? This is what I wear. A lot of times, it's in my way, right? Because we know without the head wrap, it's sitting lower, but it's in my way. Trying to shoot with it, and I'm bumping it, and I end up throwing it on the ground. 9 times out of 10, it end up on the ground. So when I know I'm going out to those type of shoots that's fast paced, and I don't need no distractions, I don't really have a place to put a hat that costs that much on the ground and walk away to go do what I got to do. I leave it at home and I wear something different. So at the end of the day, when you're marketing to people, make sure you're marketing to the people that understand you, they dig you, they want your work, not some white collar dude showing up with a suit and tie trying to talk about. If they dig your work, man, then you in there. Stop trying to market to the wrong people. Find the people that think like you to start, act like you to start. Then eventually you can start kind of expanding and building upon your character and how you present yourself in certain groups, certain people, certain demographics. Now, I know there are certain things I cannot say to non-black people, right? We know what word I'm talking about that we throw around, and I try to get it completely out of my vocabulary as it is, but it slips in there because that's just who I am. That's just where I come from. That's the cloth I was cut from, right? I wouldn't walk into certain business entities using that word, that jargon, that vernacular, and carrying myself a certain type of way because I want to get that gig. I got to market to them. They don't need me. I need them. In a certain sense, they do need me, but they can find it in somebody else wearing a suit and a tie that blends in a little bit better than I do. So trust me, I know how to dress it up, but I know how to also dress it back down and get back to me, my roots or where I want to be, my comfort level. So I think so many photographers and so many people get caught up in, no, don't try to fit into those rooms yet, right? Start at the grassroots level, find your base, build a dope ass portfolio that's hard to ignore and people will eventually start to ignore other things about you that they may not really like, but they're like, you know what? His work is so great, her work is so great that we can overlook that thing. We all know people in our current workplace and workspace that people overlook that thing that they do that would normally get you fired, but they can get away with it because their work and they bring a value that no one else in the office brings. If you can find a way to bring that thing, you will stay in the game a lot longer. I promise you. I promise you. Don't worry about how you look. Worry about how your work looks. Market to those that look like you, talk like you, walk like you, act like you, come from the same upbringing. 80% of the people I want to say, if I go back and pull my stats over the 3 and some years I was out on recruiting, 80% of the people were others. They were not grad alphas. They were not seniors. They were not senior alphas. They were not juniors. They were not. I put in people that needed the Army more than the Army needed them. Yeah. I put a homeless kid in the Army. One of the smartest people I met in my life. Kid was homeless. I went back there and I put him on the practice test, the East. That joker was done. And I was like, bro, what you doing? Why you come out the room? You can't come out. It's going to time out. He's like, I'm done. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, I'm done. It said I'm done. It said 100 and something. Like, what? Oh yeah, we going to go join the Army tomorrow. All right? One of the smartest kids I ever ran across. Homeless. Those are the people I enjoy putting in the Army. Right? Those are the people I enjoy marketing to. Those are the people I enjoy. That's why I like doing so much of the empowerment shoots. The people that want to get that thing back. The women that want to feel beautiful and self-worth and self-value and get over all this body shame with the stretch marks and be you. Market to those that you are trying to appease to that will understand your vernacular, your style. And you will see a uptick in your production and your clients and your whatever, right? You will see an uptick. And then two, you will be happier. You will be a lot happier knowing that you market and you work with people that really dug you, right? I can listen to music during the shoot that we all love. I ain't got to put on the music that they listen to and be like, ugh, I can't stand that shit. They're throwing my whole vibe off, right? So market to you. That's almost what you got to do. Market to you. What would you want to see? How would you want to see it? What would you like? What needs to be said for you to purchase a photo shoot? And market it that way. Market to yourself. Try it for a month. Feel like you're putting posts out or advertisements out or emails or whatever, marketing to you. And see how many people now start coming. Because even when you write it and do it and say it, you have a totally different energy than if you're marketing to some folks you don't even give a fuck about because you don't feel like they give about you. Period. So with that, I'm going to finish this cigar, drink my coffee, work on some edits, update my calendar with a couple new appointments, sessions, and all that great stuff, man. I get my daughter this evening for the weekend, so I'm excited about that. So I got a lot of stuff to knock out before she gets out of school. So, man, I just wanted to come on here and say market to you. Market to you and see how it works. Market differently. Try different shit. But I say try different, but try what's in here. Try what's in your heart and put that out to the world and see how many more people gravitate to you, man. Love y'all. Peace.